Hi guys, welcome back to At Home with Holly. My name's Holly and I'm so glad that you're here with me today. So it is beautiful out today and not too hot, not too cold. It's about in the 60s, the sun is shining, and I think today is a great day to be outside. So we are going to be planting up our 2 dormant currant plants that we got from MI Gardener. I'm excited about those. Yesterday I filled the 2 new beds that I added to the berry area. I just did that off camera, just knocked it out, got it done. I took some compost from my geocompost bin, got that filled in on top of the cardboard, and then I had shredded some cardboard and laid some flat cardboard underneath, and then I went ahead and topped that off with a little bit of mushroom compost that I had in my garage. So today it's prepared and ready. So we can get that in the ground. We can also get the strawberries that I took from the chicken bed, as we call it, the little raised bed next to the chicken coop and run. I can take that and go ahead and take that pile of strawberries and give some to my neighbor, and then also plant some of them in and around where the currants are gonna go. We also have some violas that have been ready to get out there into the ground. And we have some sweet peas that can be transplanted along that fence line back there so they can grow up that fence. And I think there's something else. I cannot remember what. Oh, onions. I had some leftover onion starts when I purchased the onion starts. I have some extra. And so there's one row where the garlic did not come up, and I'm thinking about just putting some of the extra starts in there and maybe in and around the berries as well, because companion planting, I don't really believe in companion planting in terms of like something makes something grow better, but I do believe in companion planting with the fact that if you plant different things with different smells, it does deter pests, or sometimes it's a trap crop for a pest and that kind of stuff. So planting onions in and around things is a great way to deter pests, because they have a strong smell and a lot of pests don't like them. So we've got those onion starts we can put in and around the ground too. So we're gonna go ahead and get started and see what we can get into. I'm excited that you're here. Okay guys, so like all the videos that I film outside for the past few months and the upcoming next few months, there are construction noises going on in the background, because on the other side of this beautiful soccer field behind me right now, there is an old school building that they're in the process of tearing down, and so there's lots of beeping instructions. So I'll try to, anytime it's too beepy construction-y, which is what's going on right now, I'll try to just kind of talk you through what we're doing. So this is the little flower box. It's attached to the east side of my chicken coop, and so underneath it there's a bed that we've planted brassicas, and up on top here last year I had some kale plants in here, which were kind of really handy because you could just walk over and pick off some kale and feed it to the chickens, which is why they're all looking at me through the wall like, hello, could I please have some kale? But on this day we are filling it up with some violas. I actually have some kale planted on the other side of the coop in a bed that I've been giving to them for snacks. And actually, it's almost time to take the walls off this coop, because I don't think we're going to get any more below freezing, windy, snowy days. And so it's about time to open up the coop so that it can be all vented again. So, but anyway, on this day, we're planting the violas. So the purple ones that you see are the King Henry violas. And then there's some yellow and pink varieties, and those are the viola morning dew for the viola variety. So there are also some nasturtiums that volunteered in the middle of this bed, so I tried to kind of plant around them so that the nasturtiums could come back as well and do their thing, because I love a volunteer plant. They're stronger and they tend to thrive. So I'm just going to go ahead and get all these violas tucked in. I actually had a couple extra violas and I put them in the end of a raised bed that had some garlic and stuff in it. So on this day, we were able to get all the violas. And then as I was over here, I was contemplating what to do with the strawberries that I pulled out of the raised bed that's kind of at my feet right now. And I decided I'm actually going to do something different and not plant them around the berries, but you'll see when we get to that. So we did grow together some alpine strawberries, alpine yellow. I think they're white strawberries, but I think they're alpine yellow is what they're called. We grew 2 different varieties of those, grew 2 flats of them actually. And so as I'm planting these violas, I was thinking, you know what, maybe I should plant the alpine strawberries around the currant plants. We're going to get these violas watered in, by the way. So I made the plan to put the newer type of strawberry, since they don't have runners and they don't spread around the other plants. And then I thought, well, I need to get the sweet peas in, so let's go ahead and knock that out first, knock that out next, and then we'll deal with the strawberries. So here is along my fence line where I have about a 6-foot section that runs the entire length of the fence line, which is over 100 some feet. And so I did notice that there were some bachelor buttons that were popping up, that were volunteers from the things that had seeded themselves from last year. And also I tend to spread a whole bunch of seeds along the fence line every year, encouraging them to grow. But I did have 7 of these sweet pea plants. And so I just kind of went along about every other fence post, and I just dug a little hole and put these sweet pea plants. I could have direct seeded these sweet pea plants, but I wasn't sure what the weather was going to be like, and I wanted to make sure I got a strong start so that I knew how many of these plants I was going to have and how I should space them. I'm super excited for these to like grow along this fence and climb and just be beautiful and smell lovely and all the things. So we do have a ton of other things to plant along this fence line. We have sunflowers, we have some wildflowers, we have some echinacea, we have bachelor buttons, we have some asters. We have a ton of things to plant along this fence line, but I love the fact that we're getting started with these sweet peas. So like I said, we have 7 of these that are going to go along the fence line today. And I'm actually thinking that I should probably start these sunflowers. You can direct seed the sunflowers as well. I think I'm going to direct seed half of them and then start inside the other half of them and then I'll kind of space them out accordingly so that I can just fill in the gaps of whatever doesn't sprout. And if I have some extra, I will pass them along to my neighbors. That's actually what started me thinking about maybe I'll plant the alpine strawberries, because I have a lot of neighbors that, well, not a lot, but I have a few neighbors that are really great gardeners and one that's a brand new gardener. And so I was able to gift her a lot of the strawberries that I pulled out of that chicken coop bed. Because strawberries just keep multiplying and you plant one, you'll have them forever. So I was able to gift several of my neighbors some strawberries, and then still have plenty of my own. And I am eyeing the green stalk that just got released with the basket weave and pink. I'm eyeing that and I'm thinking, well, would be a good place to put 40 some strawberries too. So I'm just going to hold off on planting the red strawberries that I have, and we're going to plant the alpine strawberries that we have today. So as soon as we get all of these sweet peas tucked in along the fence row, we're also going to water them in, and then we're going to move on to our strawberries that we have. You can see here that I'm watering them, and I didn't drag the hose out. I just went ahead and grabbed a watering can and just did these 7 little plants, and then we're going to move on to the currants. Okay, so for these currants, they can get up to 3 or 4 feet, but you kind of want to keep them pruned down to like 2 feet. So it should be fine to put both of these in the same bed as long as we're going to keep them pruned, which we are. So, got a hole for this guy. Over this guy. So it's even got planting directions, which is good. So these are the pink champagne and blancas. Actually, These are some of our alpine white strawberries. So we actually planted these varieties of alpine strawberries from seed together in the basement grow room, I think end of December, early January. It was one of the first things that we started. And so we grew these, and I'm excited to have them out in the garden, and I'm excited to have them as a different variety. This variety specifically, the alpine ones, they don't have runners, so they're a lot easier to keep contained where you actually wanted them planted. So when I plant these, I'm just going to put some trifecta in each of the holes, bury them up to the crown, which I'll show you a close-up of that in a minute. And then I'm going to put between 7 to 10 of these in each of our beds that we have. So the crown is like the white part that's showing. So you can bury it up to the crown, but you don't want it to go any deeper than that. I think planting perennial plants is one of my favorite things to do. I have 11 beds that are for annuals, meaning the things that you plant once that season, and then at the end of the season, when the cold weather hits, they're done and you start again the next year. But perennials, you plant them once and they make it through the winter. Check your area for what's perennial in your zone, but they make it through the winter, and every year they come back as long as you take care of the soil and fertilize and water them, and you're able to get food for a lifetime. And I absolutely love that. So I planted asparagus. It was one of the first perennials that I planted when I was establishing my garden. And then this last year we added the mini orchard of the dwarf fruit trees. And then we added the berry plants in the fall. And now we have the strawberry plants going in. So I have 8 beds that are just for the perennial fruit, and I'm so excited for all the different varieties we have with golden raspberries and blueberries and blackberries and the fruit trees, and now these 2 different kinds of strawberries. And I love that you can customize your garden to what's best for your family, so I'm excited. All right, we got everybody watered in. Let's take a look what they look like. So here we have the Blanca currant, pink champagne currant, and then I put 10 alpine strawberries all around. We have blackberries with alpine strawberries as a living mulch. Another bed of blackberries with the alpine strawberries. I have another flat of them downstairs in the grow room that I'll bring upstairs. We'll finish out these beds. And these are the golden raspberries with the alpine strawberries as well. And then we also have room to plant alpine strawberries on the sides of these blueberries as well. And then down at the end, I'm going to put the strawberries that we uprooted in here. So this is where I decided to stick some of the extra onion starts that I had in the ground. And as I was doing this on this day, I was thinking about what to do, because I probably still have about 100 of them left. And I was thinking, oh my gosh, what do I do? And by the way, I ordered them because I didn't have enough faith in myself that I would grow enough. Every year I plant stuff and I'm like, am I gonna be able to do this? Am I gonna grow enough from seed? So I ordered backups, and I had plenty from seed. But so now I have these extra onions, and that's fine because we'll use them. And I've given some away to my friends and that kind of stuff. But I still have about 100, and I was thinking, man, that last bed that I was gonna put strawberries in, it would kind of be good to throw them in there and potentially get a green stalk to put the red strawberries in, and maybe plant some extra red strawberries around my asparagus, since I do the asparagus and strawberry bed together. So as I was planting out these, I was definitely making plans for what to do with the rest of these starts. So don't worry, they will not be wasted. They will be able to grow, if not in my yard, then in my neighbor's, but I think we'll be able to find a place for almost all of them in my backyard. Just gotta stick in onions wherever we can. Okay, my friends, it is getting a little late. So I think I'm gonna get these strawberries where they need to go in the morning. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today and all the days that you do while we plant and grow stuff together. I just want to thank you guys so much. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. Thank you for all the likes and the shares and the comments. Can't wait to see you guys next time. Bye, my friends.